I'm not a guru, okay? But I do try my best. So James Charles, if you're watching, okay, I'm trying my best. Today we're doing a get ready with me featuring a gorgeous soft glam makeup look. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Laura, and Life with Laura is where travel, lifestyle and intentional living come together. So if you love beautiful places, feeling inspired and creating a life that you love waking up to, you're in the right place. And in this episode, I'm going to be showing you all of my gorgeous products, both drugstore and high-end pieces that I use every single day to create a gorgeous, bronzy, radiant, soft look. So first things first, I thought we'd start with a nice little moisturiser because honestly, my skin has been so dry at the moment. I think it's all the travelling, I'm not too sure, but I've actually been loving this Olay Complete SPF moisturiser. And this one has SPF 15 in, which is so good because whenever I'm out and about, especially here in Dubai, I don't want to be layering loads of sun cream and stuff. Whereas when I know it's already in my moisturiser, I know that I'm good to go for the day. So I always just go ahead and pop a little bit just on my fingers and then just rub it in just like so. And now that my moisturiser is all nicely rubbed in, I thought we'd go ahead and apply my Holy Grail foundation. And this one is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation in shade 3W1 Tawny. And as you can tell with the lid of this one, I literally use this every single day, probably since I was about 14 years old, I'm not even joking. It's one of those foundations which you can easily build up to either be really light coverage, medium, high coverage. And I know when I was younger, I had quite bad acne and it actually covered it completely. So ever since then, especially with my flying, with my jet lag, I use this to cover any dark circles, any blemishes, anything like that. But one thing about this product is it doesn't come with a pump when you originally buy it. So I just went ahead and got this little pump from Amazon, and it also came with a little lid as well, which is now of course covered in makeup. But I always just go ahead and pop a little bit just on the back of my hand before rubbing it in with my fingers. And I always find that less is more with this foundation because you can always just build it up really nicely. So I just start off with a little bit just on my cheeks, just on my nose, just on my chin, just on my forehead, basically everywhere. And then just to finish off blending this foundation in, I always go ahead with the Real Techniques 200 brush. And this one is the Expert Face Brush. And honestly, my sister used to always use this. I think she still does. And this is the one thing, when I was like 13 years old, I bought this pack of brushes. And ever since, I've used other brushes, but these are the ones that I always gravitate back towards. Because honestly, they're so fluffy and really easy to just blend any makeup in. I find I can use these brushes for literally everything, and to be honest, I use this exact same one for powder, for foundation, for concealer, for bronzer, and I know that probably goes against every single beauty guru out there, but you know what? Less is sometimes more, and especially when I'm traveling, I don't have room for 1,000,001 brushes, so I just need one good one which does the job. And to be honest, I'm just grateful for this one because it does the job absolutely beautifully. So now it's time for liquid bronzer, and this is one product which I saw trending all over the good old TikTok a few years ago, I think now, and honestly ever since I bought it, and I love it. It's the Maybelline New York Instant Anti-Age Concealer, and I actually picked this one up in shade 13 just so I can bronze on my good old temples. But it's super easy to use. You just twist it up just like so, and I always go ahead and just place it all around my temples just to give myself a nice bronzy glow. And then once again, we're gonna go ahead with the Expert Face Brush. But I find this product blends so easily into my skin. And I also find it's super good to kind of give the illusion of some gorgeous glowing cheekbones. But I do find that this bronzer lasts pretty much all day. And some flights, I fly for around 16 or 18 hours. And by the end of it, you would think I look like a zombie. And internally, I feel like a zombie. But from the outside point of view, I still look like I've just landed from Mauritius. I've got a nice golden glow. So I do give props to this product for keeping me nice and healthy and glowing. Now, next up in the glowy makeup routine is, of course, concealer. And this one is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 25. And honestly, you guys, this concealer saves me. When I tell you the amount of times I have gone on flights and things like that, and I have landed in a destination and been awake for, I mean, upwards of 48 hours. I'm not even joking sometimes. I pop this bad boy on and nobody will know. Well, maybe they will, okay? But deep down, internally, I'm like, do you know what? It doesn't look like I've been awake for 2 days in a row. And in my eyes, that is a win. So you just go ahead, and I always place it. To be honest, maybe it's the amount that I place some days, but I always place it just under the eyes, just like so. And I try and make a triangle. I'm not too sure. I saw someone on TikTok do this, and ever since I saw them do it, do you know what? I thought, yep, you can do that too. And I think this technique, honestly, is a game changer, because when you just, I know I used to do it like this. Look guys, I'm gonna show you to compare. I just used to do this. Who is that saving? Not me on no sleep, okay? So you need to just, sorry guys. But yeah, you just kind of need to go underneath just like so. And I always just let it kind of marinate under my eyes for a little bit, just so that the product can kind of sink in before you get into blending. And then straight away, I always go in with some clean fingers and just kind of blend in just underneath, just to get the product moving around the face and kind of doing something for my base. And I don't know about you guys, but when I find a good product, I always just think it's so much easier to keep picking it up, keep gravitating towards it. Sometimes I love to try new products, but when it comes to my base, I hate the idea of having flashback or, you know, having creases under my eyes. And I just find, I know that this product I will use, it won't give me flashback, it won't give me creases, it will just do exactly as it needs to and conceal. Don't feel all the bad vibes, wait, no, I'm joking, but for real, it just conceals everything. But even after using my fingers, I always go ahead with the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush and then just blend it in. Just literally blendy, blendy, blend. Super calmly, you guys. And I know when I'm rushing for a flight or I'm running around Dubai, I'm not doing it quite so calmly. Usually I'm stood in the mirror like, ah! But actually, you guys, it's kind of nice just to kind of chill, just to kind of blend it in. And this is one thing actually at the moment, which I'm loving when it comes to beauty. Like, honestly, I think we all just need to give ourselves more compassion in 2026 and just realize that things like this, like getting ready, it shouldn't be kind of like an annoyance in your day, do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be like, oh my God, I have to rush, get ready, go to work. If you have the time, it's so much nicer just to sit, chill, almost make it a ritual. I've been seeing that kind of on the soft, slow life living movement. And it's truly a thing, because when you give yourself more compassion, you show up in the world so much nicer, you're so much kinder, not only to yourself, but to other people. So yeah, that tangent is kind of over while my skin is nicely blended. So next up, we have one of my favorite steps of all, and this is blush. Now, I genuinely think blush changes your whole vibe. It can take you from flat with no sort of dimension to literally sun-kissed, beautiful, radiant, energetic. And yeah, I just absolutely love blush. And I never actually used to be like this. But for real, I think when you find a few good staple products, it changes the game. So one which I've been loving recently, and I picked this one up when I was in the UK, so hopefully you can also get it in the UAE, but it's from Maybelline, and it's actually called the Sun Kissed Liquid Blush in shade 06 City Sizzle. Love that, what a cute name. You know, maybe in another life, I would love to be sort of a makeup, what do you call it, like a makeup namer? Is that a thing? You know what I mean? Like, these are such cute names. City Sizzle, okay, City Sizzle. So this product actually comes with such a handy wand, which you can really easily apply all over your cheekbones. And I know people tell you less is more, but for real, more is great. So I always like to be nice and abundant, not only just in my life, but also on my blusher. Sorry. So I just go ahead and apply that to my cheekbones. And I do literally love the glow that this one gives you. Like, I think it has some, a bit on the nose, why not? I think it has some nice little shimmery speckles in it, which really adds to the radiance. And just using, once again, your fingers to just sort of blend that in, and maybe more is a little bit too much. Never, never. And then just to kind of seal in the deal, I just use a nice little brush, once again this Real Techniques one, just to blend in the blusher. And as you can tell, I love this brush literally for everything. So now it's time to seal everything in, and I absolutely love going in with a lovely translucent powder. Now, you're gonna laugh because this one, of course, has hit pan, because we do not lie over here. I use this product literally every day, probably since I was about 13 years old, and when I very first started doing makeup, I used to go to Superdrug, buy this in shade 001 Transparent. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder. And it's just so handy because when I tell you, this product has been trending for like 10 years, and honestly, I completely see the hype. So I always just go in with my nice Real Techniques little sponge, and I am very generous when it comes to this powder. So I just like to pop a nice chunk underneath my eyes. Once again, just in that kind of triangle shape to really elevate your face. And because when I'm traveling, I travel for very, very long hours, I like to make sure that I'm nicely setting in my face, that it's not just gonna smear off 40,000 feet in the air, you know? And then I go ahead with the nice little Real Techniques brush and just blend it all in. Really just get off all that powder dust, seep it nicely into the skin, and make sure that it's gonna stay nice and secure for the entire journey. Next up is bronzer, and for me, I absolutely love a good bronzer because I really think it makes you look so sun-kissed and radiant once again, very similar to blusher, but I'm absolutely loving the Hoola bronzer, and this one is actually in shade medium. And this is very similar, if not the exact same, as the Hoola Caramel, which I have been, it's caramel, but I have been absolutely loving the Hoola Caramel for so long. And I found this one in duty free, and genuinely it looks like the exact same shade, which I'm so happy about. But I just go ahead and use this trusty brush. Honestly, you guys, if you're gonna buy one brush from this video, buy this Real Techniques 200 Expert Face Brush. It changes your life. But I like to use a healthy portion, shall we say. And I just pop this all over my temples, all over my cheekbones, under my eyes, over my nose, literally anywhere and everywhere that makes me just look like I've spent 12 months in the Maldives, and then another 12 months in Costa Rica, and then another 12 months in Barbados, and then another 12 months in Mauritius, and you know the drill. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on blending this in. Blendy, blendy, blend. And you guys, be generous with this. Do you know what I mean? Of course, you know, sometimes I do look back at photos and I think, okay, you went a bit OTT. But I also think, who cares? So be generous with this. I pop this over my eyes as a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of eyeshadow just at the same time. Because as they like to say, time is money. So do you know what? If we're just gonna 2 for 1 with our eyeshadow and our bronzer, that's absolutely fabulous. So now we just have a few finishing touches on the base. So we're gonna go ahead with a bit more blusher because as I told you, we need to be abundant in life and also in our makeup. So of course, I'm going in with this gorgeous Milani blush in shade 01 Dolce Pink. And the glitters on this one are absolutely beautiful. Like, it always just catches the light so perfectly. And once again, I'm gonna use another Real Techniques brush. And you guys, I just want to kind of preface, none of this video is sponsored, but these are genuinely just the products that I absolutely adore. So I'm going ahead and using the Real Techniques highlighter brush, and this is just super nice and fluffy, and I'd like to do a healthy portion once again on this lovely blush. And I just go ahead and pop this all over my cheekbones, and you know what, maybe sometimes I do look like I've been kissed by a rose petal. What a wonderful description. But genuinely, sometimes I do think, oh honey, there wasn't a need for that much. But to be honest, most of the days I don't think like that. And today I'm not thinking like that. So just keep applying, glisten and glow, girls. And then to finally seal in the deal, I love to go in with a gorgeous highlighter. And this is once again an absolutely budget-friendly staple from the drugstore by none other than Revolution. And this is the highlighter Reloaded in shade Raise the Bar. Now this is gorgeous. When I tell you, this just literally looks like you have stepped out of the ocean. You are dripping in gold. It's just the most shimmery, beautiful, bronzy, goddessy highlighter you can imagine. And it's literally like £3, which is the equivalent of, quick maths, I don't know, but it's very inexpensive. And I just go ahead once again with this, wow, you can just see straight away, you guys. I don't even need to, okay, let's just get the ear out. No, but for real, I don't even need to show you how good this is. Straight away, it's just absolutely glistening and shining. And of course, I love to apply this on my nose. It's so cute. And one final thing that I always do when I highlight is actually pop a tiny bit just into the inner corner, because as you've already probably know by now, most days I am half asleep, and I just think it makes your eyes look so much brighter and really makes you look very radiant and awake. So the base is finally done, and I thought I would go ahead and do eyebrows. And this is a brand new product that I actually have only just started using, and it's the Maybelline Express Brow, and this is actually just in shade light brown. But the tip on this product is absolutely teeny tiny, which is so good to make a really nice precise brow. And it even comes with a nice little spoolie just on the end, so everything is all in one product. So the first thing I'm just going to do is go ahead and brush them through with the spoolie, and they do need a little bit of a pluck, but for now we're embracing the natural energy. I'm just going to go ahead and use this little super precise little pen over all of my brows just to kind of imitate brow hairs. And now I'm just going to go ahead and blend this all with a nice little spoolie, and I just think this product is actually great for giving a very natural but fluffy brow. And then just to seal in the eyebrows, I'm going to go ahead and use the NYX Brow Glue in shade dark brown. And some days, honestly, I just use this product because the wand is super teeny tiny and it's actually tinted, making it a great 2-for-1 on those days where you can't be bothered to fill them in, but you just want to give them a little bit of structure and a little bit of definition. So I just paint this through my eyebrows just like so, just to really set them in. And I do find that this product lasts all day. When they say it's glue, they're not lying, genuinely. It does stick super nicely. Now we are almost finished with this Get Ready With Me, but of course a look cannot be complete without mascara and eyeliner, and I've absolutely been adoring this product for the longest time. I genuinely think I rebuy this every like 3 months maybe, I'd say, because I do eyeliner pretty much every day and for my job as well. So I absolutely adore this Maybelline New York eyeliner, and this is the Hyper Precise one. Now the pen of this one is super easy to use, and genuinely guys, most days it is sisters not twins, but this product makes it super easy to match up. And honestly, most of the time I do this when I am half asleep, rushing for a flight, running out the door, and still it looks great. So my hack for applying eyeliner, now I'm not a guru, okay, but I do try my best. So James Charles, if you're watching, okay, I'm trying my best. So what I always do is I just apply just like this. So you take it from the center, you match it up just to your eyebrow, and that is sort of the direction. You want to go from the bottom of your nose all the way up to the tip of your eyebrow, and then kind of round it up. Does this make any sense? I'm hoping it makes sense, but you see what I'm kind of saying. A nice diagonal point and just a little bit higher. And then it makes it super easy for both sides to sort of match up. Now, liquid eyeliner is done, and I actually added a little bit just into my inner corner, because I know recently I was on a shoot and the photographer said to me, try and make your eyes a little bit more dramatic. And honestly, I am so natural when it comes, well, as natural as it is, but when it comes to glam, I am not incredible at eyeshadow or anything, and I don't pretend to be. So I just thought, you know what, pop a little bit of eyeliner in, and genuinely I just think it defines the eyes in such a gorgeous cat shape. But anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and apply a bit of a pencil, and I've got this in 2 different shades. So firstly, I've got the Rimmel Scandaleyes in shade Nude, just in this gorgeous kohl pencil. And I always just apply this one just on the bottom of my eyes, just on what we call the tight line, and I do find that this makes you look nice and bright and awake. Now for mascara, and I literally love mascara. Like, I just think some nice gorgeous fluttery butterfly lashes finalizes everything. This is a lash curler, which I literally love, and I do believe that curling your lashes is the key to getting a nice lifted, volumized look. So I go ahead and use these Lash Therapy Australia eyelash curlers, and they even have these little serrated little bits to really separate your lashes. And of course, it's a teeny bit dirty because I use this every single day, and it's in my favorite color. It's pink, so of course I love it even more. But I just go ahead and place this just on my eyelashes, just like so, and just literally pump it to give it a nice gorgeous curl. And instantly my lashes are so nicely curled, so I'm going to go ahead with some mascara. And I do believe that the majority of my products are pretty budget friendly, which is so good, especially if you're not using makeup every single day or you're traveling around with it. I find if I bring my expensive products everywhere that I go, they either smash in my suitcase, they leak, things happen, but at least I know that I can pick these up in a drugstore and they are good to go with me wherever in the world. So, two that I absolutely adore. Firstly is this Essence Lash Princess mascara, and this is the purple one. And the wand on this one is also super good and precise for really getting some nice volumized lashes. So I'm firstly gonna go in with this Essence mascara, and you literally just take it up and down just like so, and really coat all of the lashes. And now that that is applied, I go ahead with another mascara because I love to layer. So I go ahead with this Rimmel Wonder Bond mascara, and the wand on this one is super good for separating your lashes to give you that lovely butterfly effect. And I just use the same technique once again to go back and forth on my lashes and really capture every single one. But of course, a beauty get ready with me would not be completed without a gorgeous lip combo. So I've just gone ahead and got the Maybelline Colour Sensational Lip Liner in shade Almond Rose. And this is my all-time favorite drugstore lip liner, because the colour is absolutely beautiful. And it's funny because me and my housemate actually have the exact same lip liner fave, which is so handy because the other day I lost this and I didn't know what to do. I was like, what else shall I use? And then of course I love a good lipstick, and this one my sister-in-law and my brother actually got me. So shout out, thank you so much you guys for a Christmas present. And it's the Lancôme little lipstick, and I love this, you guys. Firstly, it is such fun packaging, like that's so fun, okay? And it's actually in shade Mademoiselle Amanda, and apparently my sister-in-law just asked, like, what is a good nude shade? And the lady was like, this is perfect. And honestly, it is. Would you look at that shade? It's so stunning. But I just go ahead and pop this all over my lips just to lock in the look. And so this is the finished get ready with me. And honestly, this is a soft glam look that I go for every single day. And I absolutely adore all of the products that I've used in this video. So if you want to pick up any of them for yourself, I've popped them all below in my Amazon storefront, making it super easy to pick out your favorites. But overall, I just love how glowy this look is. Truly, it's so radiant, and it always makes me feel like my highest self, which is so important. But I hope that this video felt like a nice, calm little pause in your day. And if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to like, subscribe, that sort of thing. But anyways, from Life with Laura, from me to you, I hope that wherever you are, you're having a wonderful, glorious day.